got one!
Hi there, it's Senior Editor Kevin Van Ord standing in for reviewer Miguel Concepcion to tell you about Battlefield Hardline. The felons of Battlefield Hardline are like weak-willed vampires. A quick reveal of a police badge is akin to holding up a holy cross in their faces. They surrender despite being well-armed with semi-automatic rifles and well-protected with bulletproof vests. If you're slow on the draw, these offenders become as lethal as any Battlefield AI opponent you've ever faced. There's no middle ground between their willingness to capitulate and their cold-blooded ruthlessness, and it's hilarious. Hardline's story is intended to be appreciated as a TV action drama, though its safe, middle-of-the-road appeal makes it more suited for the USA Network rather than Netflix original programming. This risk-averse narrative is underscored by its protagonist, Nick Mendoza, your standard-issue, straight-and-narrow cop. Just because video games run the risk of anti-hero burnout doesn't excuse Nick from being the boring one in an ensemble cast with more interesting characters. Once a weapon is in your hand, Hardline's world is a complicated one, where its dangers and hostility encourage tactful stealth, while your all-powerful badge presents tempting opportunities to be more out in the open. Staying hidden means you get to work against some of the most oblivious criminals you'll face in a first-person shooter. But who needs sneaking when you can sprint towards enemies in broad daylight and yell "freeze" well before they notice you? While it's laughably unrealistic, it does not negatively impact the overall experience, at least during the initial playthrough. That's partly because arrests yield the most points towards the campaign's character progression system. This in turn enables a kind of tiered stealth system. Arresting, taking down non-violently, and killing are all different tactics with different rewards.
All around!
The campaign's key chases are largely forgettable despite the spectacle of ramp jumps and dodging rockets fired from vans. Speed is instead found in two of Hardline's multiplayer modes, Hotwire and Blood Money. Battlefield vehicles finally get to be more than just death dealers and efficient transports, though classic modes like Conquest and Team Deathmatch are available in Hardline. In Hotwire, vehicles function as mobile capture points to the players who manage to get behind the wheel. When you're flooring it, these maps can feel small. But vehicles have been synonymous with Battlefield since its inception, so placing the series in the context of modern-day heists makes a lot of sense, especially given the ubiquity of the getaway van. It's essential in Blood Money, a mode where both the cops and robbers are looting an evidence vault of cash at the center of the map. The importance of a getaway vehicle near the vault can't be understated, since a packed van of proper villains with bags of loot can turn the tide in the brief time span of a single cash delivery. This emphasis on teamwork highlights one of the core values of Battlefield, a series that popularized rewarding players for contributions beyond mere kill counts and other individual achievements. Wheelmen who stay close to players making cash deposits are awarded proximity bonuses. It's rare to get this much gratification from being a mere shuttle driver going back and forth between 2 points. The influence of esports is felt in Hardline's two 5 vs 5 modes, Crosshair and Rescue. Rescue is a well-designed retrieval game type in which the law enforcement side has to save one hostage at the other end of the map. Visceral Games wisely provided 2 hostages to choose from per round, a design choice that helps spread out the hostage takers, thereby balancing sides in an otherwise lopsided mode. Equally unpredictable is Crosshair, where the police are tasked with escorting an informant to a rendezvous point. Given that the cops do not have to stick together and the VIP is well armed, Crosshair often turns into an engaging guessing game for those hunting the snitch.
Nick Mendoza, right? Oh, hey, look at that. Shit just got real.
The simplicity of the campaign's stealth gameplay and the enemy's readiness to submit at the sound of freeze is pretty comical, even if that wasn't the intention. Still, these features don't detract too much from the overall enjoyment of the single player, which is the first Battlefield campaign since Bad Company 2's to argue for its own existence. Online play, on the other hand, requires few caveats. It wasn't that long ago that the ability to eject from a fighter plane and seamlessly continue the battle on foot was one of the more awe-inspiring things you could do in a first-person shooter. That's why many gravitated to the Battlefield series in the first place, and Hardline isn't short of similar transitional vehicular moments. This isn't Iwo Jima or an Arabian oil field, but it's still pure battlefield.